and more days, more people show up. I mean, imagine by the end of this year, if they haven't done what in the hell they're doing, and how much video evidence you recorded.
Do people live in that building?
Yes, on the top of the building.
Oh,
On
they
the top of
do?
the building is all dormitories where, check this out. So the people that work in one building always get birthed in different hotels that they have, right? And they all move them, because if you work in this building, Sebastian couldn't be sleeping here, because then that would be human trafficking. But if Sebastian lives in this other building 3 blocks away, then it's not. Because he comes here to work and then he moves to another place. And that's all it took for the LAPD to play dumb and be like, oh, it could be more illegal what they're doing, because they did move from here to here. You know, the LAPD doesn't know how much under lock and key all the passports are. So
what are these for?
all of that is birthing. All of that is birthing.
Like dormitory.
Yeah, dormitories.
Follow the cook guy. That's what they call it, birthing?
Birthing, yeah. That's literally what they call it. Like,
What building do you think Sebastian is in right now? I think
you
he's
know
like
what?
in the third
Sebastian is such a mess right now. Like literally, Sebastian is such a problem. So God only knows where the hell he's being
What
kept.
would you think? Like, I think he's like at the blue building, like doing hard.
I mean, very possible that he's under that circumstance. They definitely don't want anyone to see him. I mean, if any of y'all put any eyes on him, that would be.
I think they made him bend over and clean up all the like baseboards and stuff.
This, I mean, with a toothbrush, you guys. I mean,
That's what I'm
literally,
saying.
there's already public record statements of people that were put to do that.
They gave him a dirty job.
They give you a toothbrush to wash a trash can. It's sick. It's sick. It's just sadistic. They do. I mean, it's a power trip, right? It's like we have the authority, we have the ethics. I mean, imagine that you're selling ethics at a hotel.
So let's say,
Like what?
let's say when he's doing the work, right? How does he feel? How does he feel? Like what is supporting his emotions?
Anything ethics that they did to us, you guys, I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, right? The power dynamic imbalance could not be more indefensible, right? And that's what it is. It's like, we're not happy that Sebastian is getting abused. Nobody should be being tortured and dehumanized. Literally, we're supposed to have laws to not dehumanize people, but the entitlement these people have given themselves because L. Ron Hubbard wrote it in a book has translated into anything goes inside these hotels. I mean, it's called hardcore scene. No boundaries. L.
Follow
Ron
the
Hubbard,
cut. That's me a question.
No boundaries. You signed a contract, we choose. You complain, that's your problem. You complain, we double down, we triple down, we send you to a gallery. You know, you're supposed to be perfect at all times. You know, and it's just so dehumanizing for everyone involved. No one's having a good time. I mean, but again, we go back to like the slave masters and the slaves. So the slaves are getting at the worst. The ones doing the abuse are not even that pressed. I mean, you see all these executives that have come out and, oh yeah, you know, David Miscavige really did it bad on
Follow
us.
the cuts,
They never
guys.
talk about what they do.
Watch this
How
guy's
they
interview. It's a good
enslaved
message,
others,
though.
How they abused others. What did you do? You know,
Hear this
L. Ron
guy,
Hubbard
it's a good
always
message.
told you, and inside the hotels, it's like, if you started telling on others, oh no, we don't want to know what someone else did. What did you do? So that same energy.
I don't know,
now
ask him,
applies
it's this
for
guy.
us. It's like whenever they start pointing the finger everywhere.
Follow the
what
cuts,
did
guys,
you
follow
do?
the cuts.
How many kids did you bring, Sebastian, into the hotel? I don't care that someone told you to bring them. You brought them. So how many are inside that you brought? Great, thank you. LAPD, did you get that? Good. Start finding out where those kids that he brought in are.
So they really hate you for being out here and telling us.
One day I'm going to the Grammys. Yeah, Gina. I'll be live streaming there.
Like scams cannot be scrutinized because they fall apart. That's what they're pressed. That's why they're so mad. That's why they don't want eyeballs. They don't want people.
Are you guys allowed to marry a mate?
I don't know how many minutes should I get.
Right,
I don't
but
know,
just
Chris.
Sea Org members, right? So that's why there was a lot of adults marrying children in there too.
Wow.
Okay, because it's like, oh, you're only allowed to marry in the Sea Org, and then, okay, and shout out to you, LAPD, explain to us this too. Kids were sent across state lines to Las Vegas.
Hear this guy's message.
Because it's illegal
He knows everything.
in Los Angeles or in California to marry a minor and an adult unless they go through a psychiatric evaluation.
So they went to Vegas.
Damn.
Well, and supposedly psychiatrists are so bad, blah, blah, blah. Well, psychiatrists aren't bad, you guys. That's a fake word that they're selling. There are mandated reporters. right? That's the only problem that Scientology has. Like, they don't want anyone in mental health anywhere near us, because if we had been able to speak back in the day, then it would have all fallen apart, right? It's like, oh, they took my passport, I'm being locked up, they're telling me that's therapeutic for me, and that would have raised a red flag. All of those abusive practices that are being lauded as religious activities. Like, we're not protesting religious activities
Mondays
that
are
adults
Emmys.
want to do for themselves. In fact, let's actually make it so simple. Card everyone going inside the hotels, 21 and up. 21 and up, then we don't give a shred of an F. You want to be an adult to destroy your life, go at it. We do live in a country where you can sign up to be enslaved
Headphones,
as
yep.
long as you consent. And you know what? They do have the consent forms drafted up for all the adults
Cuts E,
that
man.
are getting off on whatever disgusting dynamic they
Here's
are
the story, Brianna.
agreeing to be a part of.
But people want to know, how did you escape?
Yeah, I want to know how to escape like that. I want to know, like,
I escaped by coming to my senses much later in my life. Had a midlife crisis.
Wow.
You know, it's like once you start getting enough independence from all of that, once you make your own money, once you like figure out stuff for yourself, then you're like, okay, I don't need this, right? I don't need, and you've got to get rid of your abusers, your parents. I have to like cut off my parents, cut off my sisters, everybody.
What was your first step? Like, when you realized?
I mean, it was like 2 years of paralyzing depression and just like, you know, because it was almost like before I was numb with a drug because I hadn't processed any of it. And I had just been on survival mode. Like I explained it the other day. It's like we were turned into fawns. And when you're fawning, you just like...
I'm next to answer your question. Someone said, ask him if is there a contract, can he get sued for speaking? Someone said that right here in my comments.
Bring it on. We cannot wait for Scientology to sue us.
Yeah.
That would be the best gift in the universe, because we're being told that our statutes of limitations could not be more...
Lay no
nowhere to
secrets
be
what they have.
found,
That's good, though.
You should have really found out when you were being trafficked as a child. You really should have thought about the law that we had. You know, it's arrested development what they do to these kids, right? If you don't know, if you only get fed L. Ron Hubbard 24/7, you cannot evolve past that.
Oh, but physically, like, did you have to like get into like a trunk like that one Valerie girl, or how did you physically escape?
Well, I physically escaped out of the Sea Org,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like, I first escaped out of the Sea Org, but I was still stuck in the matrix of feeling like I was still part of this, right?
wow.
So at 21, in my early 20s is when I left the Sea Org.
Yeah.
And for that, I had to wash bathrooms with muriatic acid for 6 months while getting interrogated. So that was my job all day.
So you have to breathe in all those fumes.
Breathing fumes, I mean, and even before, I was locked up in a prison camp for... It's called RPF. It's like the hole. I was there as a minor.
Dang.
And then in there, I had to like remove asbestos, remove like...
Oh, there's 2 shuttles?